Dana, the White House is not on the same page with the CDC. Listen to this mess earlier. Watch.
There is increasing data to suggest that schools can safely reopen, and that safe reopening does not suggest that teachers need to be vaccinated.
Dr. Walensky spoke to this in her personal capacity. Obviously, she's the head of the CDC, but we're going to wait for the final guidance to come out so we can use that as a guide for schools around the country.
Ooh, in her personal capacity, Dana.
There's so much here. Okay, first of all, I thought we were supposed to follow the science now. And the science is saying get the schools open. And I'm pretty sure the CDC director was not saying that in her personal capacity, like on a Saturday afternoon as she's taking her dog for a walk. She's doing an interview in front of a sign that says CDC. So that means that she is giving guidance. So I can't believe that the media didn't go after. Well, can I? I guess I can. I would have expected more questions about that, given that the entire Biden campaign, and in fact all the Democrats all the way through, is that Donald Trump is not following the science. We're going to get back to science, except when the teachers' unions are at risk of not getting what they want. I find it very surprising that you have Lori Lightfoot and London Breed, she's the mayor of San Francisco, both basically saying we've no more Mrs. Nice Gal. We have had it. We have tried to be patient with you, but we are done with the teachers' unions. And here are these women, the first black women to run these cities, and who's backing them up? No one, except for Mayor Bloomberg. Okay, great. Well, if you could maybe spend another $100 million on ads to back up the mayors and try to get the teachers' unions to do the right thing, that might be great. I do think, however, Greg, that there might be some long-term changes out of this. Pandemics have a way of having sort of massive change in some sort of way, some good, some bad. In this case, I think that parents are seeing all across the country that the private schools are open, the charter schools are open. So they're making tough decisions and big sacrifices so that they could pay more to send their kids to those schools. Now those schools are starting to fill up. Once you get a taste of what it's like to be in a school district or in a private school, like a Catholic school, where the teaching is good, the uniforms are there, everybody shows up on time, there's good teaching, and you learn a lot, I think it'll be very unlikely that these kids will return to public schools. And what does that mean? My last point will be this. It's about the money. So they're looking for $160 billion more for schools. So what are they going to spend it on? Well, one of the things that they're going to need is they're going to lose so much federal funding for public school students because across the country, I think it's approximately $14,500 per pupil for public school student, but only if they're enrolled in public school. You take out 200,000 kids, you're going to lose all of that money, and that might be why the unions are holding strong and the White House too.
Here's the deal, okay? You know how you know the saying is, a watched pot never boils? In Chicago, we're watching water being boiled by morons. So this will never end because each position in this debate is helmed by a person interested in only preserving their own power, right? So that position is held by the teachers' unions who don't want to assume any risk or lose any power. And you've got a politician who has to keep finger pointing so people don't point the finger at her. That's why what was interesting what Bloomberg said, which was really important. He said that the schools for poor kids were bad before COVID. Not because of COVID, because he understood how awful the unions are, the teachers' unions specifically, for kids. The sin that we keep talking about every day is systemic racism, and we always talk about the justice system, and we talk about economic systems, but there's one system that comes before all of them, and that's the education system, right? That's the one that gets to everybody first, and who's ruining it is the teachers' unions, and they will do anything to prevent any competition. Hence the demonization of charter schools or any kind of school choice. That's why you will never see an end to these debates.